war on drugs resonated a policy of kill, kill, kill. As the former president has always said, shoot them dead. Ibabas na naman ako na ma-DDS pagkatapos nito.
Yeah.
Gusto kong makinig kayong lahat.
Yeah.
Alamin nyo nung una ang batas. Bago nyo kami murahin.
Tunay na balita, walang kinakampiyan, sumasalamin sa katotohanan lamang.
Okay mga kayon, what's up mga kayon? And welcome back pa rin syempre dito lang sa Joe Malone TV. Tunay na balita, walang kinakampiyan, sumasalamin sa katotohanan lamang. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Today is December 20, araw ng Friday. At 5 araw na lang Pasko na, pero ganun pa man, may ilan pa rin na talagang nagtatrabaho kahit malapit na ang bakasyon. At isa na tayo doon at isa na sila ron, di ba? Alam nyo naman yan. Hindi nagbabakasyon yung mga yan. No? O, shoutout muna natin lahat ng mga viewers natin abroad, yung mga OFW natin na nagpapakahirap at lagi nakasubaybay, nagsusumikap, alam mo yun, mabigyan lang na ng buhay ng maganda yung kanilang pamilya dito sa Pilipinas. Siyempre, attendance check muna tayo, ha? Attendance check muna tayo. Paki-comment na lang dyan sa baba kung saan lupalop kayo naroroon at nanonood dito sa programa natin na Issue ng Bayan, ating pag-usapan. O, shoutout din natin yung mga viewers natin Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, imanin dito sa Pilipinas. Shoutout sa inyong lahat. At maraming salamat sa pagsuporta nyo sa Joe Malone TV. O, nagpapasalamat tayo dyan. O, kung bago ka naman sa channel ko, huwag mong kalimutan mag-subscribe at i-click mo na yung notification bell para lagi kayong updated sa mga videos na ina-upload natin araw-araw. Itong Issue ng Bayan ating pag-usapan everyday to, 1:00 at 6:00 ng hapon. No? Kung di ako makakapag-upload, baka busy lang. Pero araw-araw tayo nag-upload. No? Kasi holiday na ngayon, I'm sure busy din kayo at marami kayong ginagawa sa buhay-buhay ninyo. Attendance check muna tayo dyan. No? Paki-comment na lang dyan. Let's say watching from Switzerland, Canada, Hong Kong, Japan, Abu Dhabi, UAE, Alaska, Qatar, Zimbabwe, etc. Para malaman natin kung saan inaabot yung video natin. At the same time, magkaroon din tayo ng engagement sa YouTube. O, pati na rin dito sa Pilipinas, yung mga nanonood dyan sa Bulacan, sa Cavite, Davao, Cebu, Palawan, Boracay. Ang sarap, di ba? Ilagay nyo naman dyan sa baba kung saan kayo nanonood. Okay? Magpapasko na. December 20 na. O, ilang araw na lang. 5 days na lang. Magpapasko na. At advance Merry Christmas sa lahat ng mga viewers ng Joe Malone TV, sa lahat ng viewers ng solid Estonian natin, pati na rin yung mga solid Duterte natin na supporter. Shout out sa inyong lahat. Advance Merry Christmas. O, magkikita-kita pa tayo at marami pa tayong tatrabawin. Kita nyo naman, di ba? Magpapasko na, mag-a-adjourn na sila pero nagtatrabaho pa rin. Di ba? Ganun kalupit. Ganun kalupit. Di ba? Ganun kalupit yan. Siyempre, hindi nila basta-basta bibitawan yan. Andyan na di ba? Andyan na Andyan na sila. Di ba? Talagang eto na nga. At kung makikita nyo sa title natin, buti pa kayo, alam nyo na yung title. Ako, hindi pa. Habang ginagawa ko to, hindi ko pa alam kung ano ita-title ko. Pero narinig ko kasi sa speech na itong si Congressman Abante ng 6th District ng Maynila about do sa privilege speech nila ng December 18 sa House of Representatives. Yun nga, tinawag niya na trahedya itong war on drugs o yung EJK pala. Tinawag niyang trahedya, imbis na protectionan daw yung mga buhay ng mga Pilipino, parang naging trahedya pa. Tapos binanggit pa niya yung kill, di ba? At yung mga DDS nadamay din. Sinabi niya na alamin nyo muna. Alam daw niya na yung DDS magagalit sa kanya at sinabihan niya na alamin nyo muna yung batas. Diba? Bago nyo ako murahin. Ganun pa yung pagkakasabi niya. Wala naman nagmumura. May nagmumura ba sa kanya? Ako hindi ako nagmumura. Diba? Sa pagkain, nagmumura ako. Pero sa ganito, hindi ako nagmumura. Diba? O ito, panoorin natin. December 18 to, privilege speech sa House of Representatives. Actually, marami sila Parang marami silang nag-speech. So, kinuha lang natin yung part ni Kong Abante. Dahil next year, katapusan na ng 19th Congress, magiging 20th Congress na yan sa June 2025. At marami tayong trabaho next year dahil meron tayong survey, pero yung issue ng bayan ating pag-usapan, everyday pa rin yan, 1:00 at 6:00. magkakaroon din tayo ng live session para ma-shoutout natin kayo properly at makapag-usapan natin, makapagkwentuhan. Yun ang parang banding natin. Makapagkwentuhan sa inyo about sa mga issue ng bayan o particular sa mga survey na itatopic natin next year. So most probably or most likely baka alas 10 ng gabi yan. Di ba? Sana gising pa kayo. Pero hindi rin natutulog ang balita no? Alam mo naman hindi natutulog ang balita kaya dapat yung mga katulad natin active tayo kasi bayan natin 'to. Bayan natin 'to, kailangan active tayo. Kailangan alam natin kung ano 'yung nangyayari sa bayan natin. Hindi pagiging chismosa 'yon, okay lang 'yon, ha? Hindi pagiging chismosa 'yon, pero kailangan kasi natin malaman nang sa ganon pagdating ng halalan at botohan, alam natin kung sino at 'yung mga hindi natin iboboto. Ganon lang kasimple. Kumbaga, assignment natin yon as early as today. Alam dapat natin, nalilista na natin yan. Yun na lang assignment natin 'Diba? Para mabago na yung Pilipinas. Na alam natin kung sino yung mga iboboto natin at kung sino yung mga hindi natin iboboto. Yung karamihan dyan na nababalitaan nyo, re-electionist yan. Most of them are re-electionist. O alam nyo na. 'Diba? May mga guide na tayo. Actually, kagandahan nga itong nangyayari ngayon kasi lumalabas yung lumalabas talaga yung mga pagkatao nila. Nang sa gano'n, nalalaman natin bilang botante kung sino at yung mga hindi natin iboboto sa darating na 2025 election at pati na rin sa 2028. Ito yung pagkakataon natin. Yan. Yung mabago natin yung sistema through votes. Okay, panoorin na natin to Congressman Abante sa kanya representative to ng 6th District ng Maynila sa kanyang privilege speech sa House of Representatives. Pasok!
This is the most opportune time for the Joint Committee on Dangerous Drugs, Public Order and Safety, Public Accounts, and the Committee on Human Rights to present to you a progress report on our inquiry in aid of legislation. After 13 rigorous and thorough hearings of the so-called Quad Committee, we are confident that we have gathered substantial findings backed by competent evidence to make the requisite recommendations to this legislative body and to the appropriate government agencies for appropriate and decisive action. There was systematic violation of human rights
Systematic daw,
and blatant disregard of due process. The deep probe into the extrajudicial killings, or AGKs, that occurred during the administration of former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte's war on drugs yielded a far deeper tragedy into the lives of the Filipino people rather than the protection and preservation thereof that it was heralded to accomplish. The numbers, Mr. Speaker and my dear colleagues, speak the scary truth. According to data from the Philippine National Police from July 1, 2016 to June 30 of 2022, 7,640 individuals were killed in official police operations.
Yeah.
Of these documented deaths, 7,173 were drug pushers. 440 were drug users that should have been rehabilitated, not killed. And only 21 were drug lords.
Ayan.
Mr. Speaker, from as far back as May 15, 2024, when my committee started digging into the EJ case, we had been presented with multiple reports indicating that there had been massive nationwide drug-related killings within the period July 2016 to June 2022.
Lupit, di ba? Lupit ng mga binibitawan ni Kong Abante rito.
The killings were classified either as police operations or perpetrated by unknown perpetrators, which is no different from the Sinaloa type of killings in Latin America, which were notorious at the time, the drug cartel in Latin America. The 2017 year-end accomplishment report of the Duterte administration highlighted as key accomplishment, my dear Speaker, the deaths of 3,967 drug personalities and 16,355 homicide cases under investigation as of 30 September 2017. The PNP reported that there was a total of 7,640 illegal drug suspects who died in police operations, 2,053 of which were recorded in the first 6 months of the Duterte presidency from July to December 2016. No less than the United Nations Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights noted that there were at least 8,663 drug-related killings as of February of 2019, while academic research, the HUS project of the Third World Studies, University of the Philippines, gathered around 5,348 recorded deaths. The Free Legal Assistance Group cited unassailable data in a Supreme Court and bank extended resolution that indicated that the Duterte administration's anti-drug war from July 1, 2016 to November 27, 2017 recorded a staggering total of 20,322 deaths, or a daily average of 39.46 deaths.
Grabe, specific talaga sila, no? Talagang nakapagpinag-aralan talaga nila.
Mr. Speaker, and my dear colleagues, was the war on drugs truly aimed at dismantling the drug syndicate and put an end to this illegal and immoral trade? Or was it an all-out assault on the poor and vulnerable to cover up the former? Gusto ba talaga nitong durugin ang mga drug lords at ang illegal drug industry? O durugin lamang ang mga mahihirap upang pagtakpan ang mga may kinalaman o kaugnayan sa problemang ito? Clearly, the war on drugs, while touted as the formidable solution to the country's drug menace, had resulted in the systematic violation
Yan na,
of
nagalit
our
na.
constitutional rights to life, human dignity, and due process. Ang sagradong buhay
Yan na.
na tanging bigay ng buong may kapal ay hindi kailanman dapat pawiin ng sinuman.
Yan na, pinasukan na
Ang
ng
sabi
ganyan.
po ng Diyos, thou shalt not kill. But the war on drugs resonated a policy of kill, kill, kill. As the former president has always said, shoot them dead.
Yun, oh.
The role of leadership in a culture of impunity. How did we get here? Paano ito nangyari? One cannot look at all the evidence and not come to this credible and undeniable conclusion that former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte's public pronouncements encouraged, facilitated, and normalized the killings and emboldened some of our policemen who are supposed to be the protectors of the people to carry out the same. His release of unverified narco lists further exacerbated the violence as individuals were targeted based on flawed, inconsistent, and malicious information. Isa sa mga biktima nito, si former Iloilo City Mayor Jed Patrick Mabilog. In 2014, Then Major Mabilog was named as I quote, top 5 best and outstanding mayors in the world. In the 2014 World Mayor Awards, mula sa short list ng best mayors in the world na isama sa drug list ni Pangulong Duterte, nasira ang pangalan ni Mayor Mabilog. He was forced to relocate himself and his family to a foreign land, and he was threatened with death, all because of unverified, unreliable list. We discovered, Mr. Speaker and my dear colleagues, that the previous administration's war on drugs
Yan.
was fueled by a perverse reward system that incentivized extrajudicial killings under what we now know as the Davao model. Ano ang Davao model? Under this system, police officers
Bigat.
were given monetary rewards for killing drug suspects, transforming the duty of law enforcement from a system driven by justice into a system driven by bounties. Testimonies from Police Lieutenant Colonel Jovi Espinido, Police Colonel Ruyima Garma, and other officials confirmed the existence of this system. Malinaw ang testimonya nila sa lapi ng sagradong buhay, Mr. Speaker. In a civilized society that upholds
Hinaiblood
the
tuloy
rule
si
of law
Kong Abante.
and due process, there is no rhyme or reason for such diabolical attacks on the sanctity of life of every
Yan na.
human being. But it was President Duterte himself who provided the legal cover for those killings. The narrative of nanlaban or fought back became the legal justification for this operation, as PRRD himself encouraged officers to provoke suspects into resisting arrest, which was he admitted in one of the hearings conducted, providing legal cover for the use of lethal force. That's the reason why I even asked the question to our former president, was your policy a personal policy, or was it based upon the Constitution? There was a grand conspiracy.
No.
In the course of our hearings, we exposed disturbing cases where killings were carried out for monetary rewards or as part of orchestrated operation. First, the 3 Chinese nationals
Ito yung
and convicted drug lords, Chu Kin-tung, Li Lanyang, and Wong Mengpin, were killed under orders for a payment of 1 million pesos per person. During our hearings, person deprived of liberty, Leopoldo Tan, testified that former President Duterte personally congratulated officials involved, saying, and I quote, "Congrats, Superintendent Padilla.
Dinuguan. Ito yung
Job
dinuguan.
well done." Pero grabe yung ginawang dinuguan.
Ito, comment lang tayo dito. No? Kung matatandaan nyo, ito napanood ko ito eh. Na-upload natin to dati. Ito yung hearing din doon about sa EJK. Pero nung hiniring din naman nila si Duterte, wala naman sinabi si Duterte na nakausap niya itong Leopoldo. Na sinabi nga yung ni Duterte daw na job well done, pero ba't gano'n ang ginawang dinuguan? Parang gano'n, di ba? Wala akong natatandaan na sinabi ni Duterte na tinawagan siya o nakausap niya yung pumatay doon sa 3 Chinese national.
End of quote.
Pero dito parang ang statement, 'di ba? Parang parang ano declarative statement, kumbaga period walang question na parang as in na parang ginaba talaga.
Alam ko, ibabas na naman ako na ma-DDS pagkatapos nito.
Yeah.
Gusto kong makinig kayong lahat.
Yeah.
Alamin nyo nung una ang batas. Bago nyo kami murahin, bago nyo kami latiin, alamin nyo muna ang batas. Sapagkat dito po, sa house na ito, ay pinaglalaban namin hindi lamang ang katuwiran ng bawat tao, kundi ang tinatawag nating sanctity of life. Second, the assassination of Police General Wesley Barayuga, na binanggit na ng aming chairman. Witnesses testify that Barayuga was killed under instructions from police officials with a reward of 300,000 pesos given for his murder. Police Colonel Grijaldo, na kinontempt po namin sa aming last Quadcom hearing. Nandito po siya ngayon. Maaaring narinig niya. Anong ginawa niya nung siya ang Chief of Police ng Mandaluyong City? Nang general na ito ay pinatay doon sa Mandaluyong, walang police report, walang investigation report, walang ginawa ang Chief of Police na ito. Siya ba'y tinanggal sa pagiging Chief of Police?
No?
Hindi, mga kaibigan. Samantalang yan palagi ang SOP ng Philippine National Police. We heard testimony that revealed that police officers had killed quotas and were rewarded for complying with them. Police Lieutenant Colonel Espinido detailed that a 20,000 peso reward was paid per kill. Yan po ang kanyang statement. Our investigation also unearthed cases where the drug war served as a tool to eliminate competition among drug syndicates. Witnesses such as Mr. Kerwin Espinosa and former police officials SPO3 Artunio Las Cañas and Police Colonel Eduardo Acerto revealed the dark reality of a policy that prioritized kill over jail. Mr. Speaker, more data reveal how every effort was made to ensure that those involved in these killings were spared from the consequences of their action. Of the over 8,351 deaths, the PNP's Internal Affairs Service reported that 99.17% of cases resulted in the exoneration of police officers. Just imagine. Of the 32,803 policemen charged for operations, only 30 were dismissed. These numbers expose a justice system that failed the victims and their families. Out of all this bloodshed, ano naman ang naging impact sa paggamit ng droga? Mr. Speaker, the Dangerous Drugs Board admitted that the drug war resulted in only a slight decline in drug use. The figure of 4 million drug users that former President Duterte cited at the start of his term had no verified basis. Sinabi pa niya na itong si Adolf Hitler pumatay ng 3 milyon ng mga Hudyo. Mali pa ang sinabi niya. 6 million po ang napatay niya. Kaya dapat din patayin ang 3 milyon ng mga drug pushers. Ganun po ba ang dapat katawiran
ano ba dapat?
Paulo ng isang democratic country? Hindi po tayo terorista. Hindi tayo komunista. Hindi tayo diktadorya. tayo po ay demokrasya. Mr. Speaker, as a result of this hearing, we filed House Bill number 10986, an act classifying and penalizing extrajudicial killing as a heinous crime, providing reparation for the victim, and strengthening the mechanism for its prevention. This bill, otherwise known as the Anti-Extrajudicial Killing Act, defines extrajudicial killing as any killing other than that imposed by the state pursuant to the provisions of the Constitution on heinous crimes.
Yan. Yan yung speech ni Congressman Abante. Actually, mahaba yan eh. Pasensya na, medyo mahaba kasi. Hindi ko kasi ma-concise o hindi ko kasi maputol. Gawa na nga, merong mga particular na, alam mo yun, may mga particular na statement na kailangan siya nandoon. O, naging specific sila. So talagang ginawa nila yung assignment nila. At talagang in speech na ngayon, pinasa nila at yun yung nangyari doon sa mga investigation nila. Nag-come up naman sila ng investigation pero nakakapagtaka lang, no? Nakakapagtaka lang na parang hindi naman tapos yung kay Garma eh. Kasi si Garma umalis, di ba? Nagpunta nga ng abroad tapos nahuli, pinabalik. Parang hindi ganun katapos, di ba? Tapos nag-come up na sila ng parang summarize na meron na nga silang bagong Republic Act na ginawa. Tapos yung iba, nasagot naman ni Duterte nung sa hearing sa House at saka sa Senate. Pero dito, binabanggit nila, gaya nung yung pagtawag daw ni Duterte doon sa isang yung ginawang dinuguan, di ba? Eh alam ko, nabanggit yun sa Senate ata o sa hearing kung talagang tumawag ba daw si ex-President Roa Duterte. Ang sinabi niya, wala siyang nakausap. Di ba? Pero dito parang declarative. I mean, parang statement talaga, binigay ka, parang totoo, di ba? Samantalang dinanay naman ni yun. Kumbaga wala pang Kaya mas maganda kung sa hindi public opinion no? Mas maganda talaga kung korte kasi at least doon may ebidensya, pwedeng sumagot yung sasagot din yan, no? Kumbaga may paglilitis, no? May paglilitis na tinatawag at lahat puro lawyer, di ba? Hindi kagaya sa sa house, hindi naman lahat lawyer di ba? Iba diyan mga congressmen, di ba? Hindi naman lahat lawyer. Hindi naman din sila makakahatol o hindi naman nila pwedeng hatulan gawa ng wala naman sila sa korte. Kaya nga 'di ba, anong nangyari doon kay Alice Guo saka kay Cassandra Leong talagang naagnas sila kasi wala silang makakuwang sagot na matino. Kasi nga ang sinasagot ni Alice Guo noong time na yun saka ni Cassandra Leong, I invoke my right against 'di ba? Self-incrimination. O wala silang nakakuha sagot kasi hindi naman korte yung hearing, yung House of Representatives. Kaya ang wish nila noon, I'm sure ang wish nila noon mapunta lang sa korte. Para at least doon korte lang yung kaharap nila, lawyer, hindi public, 'di ba? Hindi naka-ere. At least doon makakasagot sila, 'di ba? Kaya mas maganda yung kasi yun, kumbaga due process talaga, 'di ba? O ito nagalit pa to sa mga taga DDS, ito si Kong Abante, sabi niya na alamin nyo na daw yung batas bago sila murahin. Di ba? Ewan ko kung may nagmumura ba. Ako, hindi naman ako nagmumura. Baka yung iba nagmumura. Baka karapat-dapat naman siyang murahin talaga. Mga kayon, ito yung December 18 na third regular session ng House of Representatives kung saan yung mga congressmen nagbigay ng kanilang privilege speech base doon. Kasi patapos na Adjourn na ata to ngayon. Sakto pala, no? Adjourn na ata to ngayon. Next year ata yung balikan. Talagang hinabol. Yung third impeachment case, naihahabol na. Tapos, yung in-endorse na kaso na gustong kasuhan si President Roa Duterte, Senator Bato de la Rosa, Senator Bongo, saka yung mga ilang general na ilang mga kapulisan, hinabol talaga nila. According nga dito kay Prof. Tiquilla, sinabi nga niya na ang talaga nito para pabaksakin ang mga Duterte. According kay, and I quote yun according kay Professor Tiquilla, sinabi niya na ang goal talaga nitong nung kalaban pabaksakin at padapain talaga ang mga Duterte kasi napaka-ironic Biri mo kung kailan mag-e-eleksyon, biglang nangyayari yung mga ganito. Nakakaduda rin, no? Nakakaduda kung ano talaga yung totoong pakay. Kasi 'di ba, kita niyo naman bakit ngayon pa. Ang dami-daming panahon, bakit ngayon pa kung kailan maghahalalan. Porkit ba ang lakas ni BP Inday Sara Duterte, kaya hinaharang na nila para sa 2028 hindi na matakbuhin nila yung partido nila. Mga kayon, tuloy lang ang laban natin mga DDS supporter. Paki-shoutout naman yung tuloy lang ang laban natin mga DDS supporter. Shoutout sa lahat sa inyo dyan ng mga DDS natin. Paki-comment naman dyan, green heart kung supporter ka ni Inday BP Sara o ng Duterte, paki-comment dyan, green hearts, at sasama-sama tayo, mas lalo natin palakasin, mas lalo natin paramihin, at mas lalo tayong mag-ingay sa social media. Pwede nyong i-like ito, pwede nyong i-share sa mga kaibigan nyo, sa pamilya nyo na mga supporter din ng mga Duterte, para nang sa ganun, magsama-sama na tayo. At sigurado next year, bakbakan to. Nakikinita-kinata ko na. Siguro magpapahinga lang to ngayon hanggang 25. O siguro bagong taon magpapahinga. Pero pagpasok ng 2025 niyan, talagang bakbakan na yan. Asahan nyo na mas marami at patuloy pa rin ng pag-uusap natin tungkol sa issue ng bayan. Maraming salamat mga kayo sa suporta. Mga solid supporter ng DDS tulad natin, magsama-sama na tayo at mas lalo tayong mag-ingay nang sa ganun mas lalong lumawak yung boses natin. At pati na rin yung mga supporters ni Isko, Yorme, paki-comment na lang dyan, Blue Hearts. Maraming salamat mga kayon at advance Merry Christmas sa inyo dyan at mag-ingat po kayo lagi mga viewers natin at magbabalik po ang Joe Malone TV.